Tape 3.6, first stage separation. So this is the first tape that's about how to do an out-of-body experience, intentionally. It took me 3 tries to get this right, so it took me a while. And I haven't posted a video in a while because I've really been enjoying Wave 2. You know, with Wave 1 and Wave 2, it could really help improve almost any aspect of our lives. So I've really been doing some tapes again, just to work on some things. And I haven't made a video about tape 3.5, Energy Flood, because it didn't work for me, and also it doesn't really interest me. It's not something I'm interested in, but I will mention it and I did do it anyway, because I think we have to do the tapes in order. This tape is for like people that want to have energy without food. So this tape helps you create energy to depend on instead of food, things like that. And most of the tape is just silence. He just gives a little bit of instructions at the beginning of the tape, but after that it's only silence. So it's just really, for me, it was like a deep meditation. And honestly, almost every tape makes me feel refreshed, more energetic anyway. So I felt like this wasn't really a tape that, like, I love food too much to not want to eat. So yeah, it wasn't for me, but I did it anyway. So this tape, first stage separation, it took me a while. Honestly, after the second time, I was like, is this gonna work for me? And not a lot of people made it this far, I think, because I checked on Reddit, and usually for almost any tape, the first ones, you would find many discussions. I only found one discussion about this tape. And yeah, it was kind of helpful for me to find that. So I did something different, but I'm not sure if this is the reason why. Like, everyone has their own way. Like the first 2 times with this tape, I did it lying down. Nothing really happened to me. Like, honestly, I don't want to imagine or pretend something would happen. So I did it a 3rd time, but this time I did it on a chair. I don't know if that's the reason why it worked or just because I had more practice, but the 3rd time on the chair worked, and oh my gosh. Like, you just know it's gonna work. Like, when you're doing the warm-up steps, like, you see all these colors and all these, like, synchronicity, and you have these feelings that, okay, yeah, you're gone, like, you're away from your body. Like, I just knew that this time it was gonna work when I was doing the warm-up. So this is the tape where we intentionally try to practice doing out-of-body experiences. So Bob Monroe shows us a few different ways that we can try, and we have the choice to use the one that works best for us. We have different ways to try and have this first stage separation. Like, the first try was a bit confusing. He says to roll, imagine you're rolling around, and like in water, as if you were a stick floating and churning around in water. It's kind of confusing, but it worked for me. This one worked for me. Like, I think this was the most intense one. There were like I think 4 or 5 ways to methods, and the first 2, like, very intense for me. This worked for me because I really imagined, like, I was floating in water and the current was just rolling me around in the water. It's crazy. Like, this is the first time I really know for a fact that I had some kind of separation. I can feel myself churning around even though I'm sitting in my chair. I feel I'm churning around. I see things moving as if they're churning, and I feel like I'm churning around. So that is a sign that I can control how I move and control myself without my body. The second try was imagining that we're a pole lying down, and as if the pole is going up, right? The pole is like a straight, like a wooden stick, like that tree, but it's on the floor. That tree is on the floor, and you imagine it going up. but your body is like the tree on the floor, and your separation is the part that comes up. So your body stays back, but you come up. This worked for me. This worked for me. It was very intense. It was crazy. I actually kind of enjoyed it because it's my third time, so I was like, yo, is this gonna work? So it worked for me. I looked back and I saw my body. I looked back and I saw my body, and it was very intense, very vivid. Everything was very intense. And after that, the other tries didn't really work for me, or I guess I didn't need them because I was already separated. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what were the other instructions. And the third method we could try to use is imagining that, so as we are in our original position, we imagine as if we're being pulled back, going back, but our body stays, but the separation, our out of body, goes back. So you're supposed to have a separation. It's not your actual body that goes back. You're not moving, but you feel like you are moving. And as you go back, you would see your body in front of you. This didn't work for me. Maybe, I don't know why. Really, all you need is one way to work for you. It depends on you. And honestly, I didn't make it to the last two methods. Each time I did a tape, at the stage I passed out, because it's pretty intense and you go really deep. So it takes a lot of effort to be awake, aware that you're awake. So I didn't make it this far, but I am very excited about this. I am gonna do the tape again, and I will try to try all the methods to find the best one for me, and I will let you know if anything new happens with this. I can't believe that I made it to wave 4. Very exciting, very powerful, but I will still keep doing tapes from wave 1 and wave 2 just because of how they have a lot of practical skills that we can use for our daily lives. Moving forward with the tapes is more about spiritual awakening, spiritual awareness, and our journey with that, and yeah, developing more skills for our daily lives. But I'm going to try and move on, but still regularly do some of the tapes that I really enjoy. So I'll keep you updated, and good luck with your experience. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm excited to hear how your experience went.